Welcome into Ravenport in the middle of winter. As you can see, I'm trying to traipse through the snow here to get to this barn to get a couple bales of hay for our sheep, and then hopefully that'll be enough to get them through the rest of the winter. But thanks for joining us again in Ravenport. Now that it is February, I was kind of hoping that the snow would be done. You know, I've slept a few months since I last saw you guys, and there's not been much to go on the fields. I mean, everything is still growing in the middle of winter, so we're not getting a lot of production done. But I did have to give some more of our wheat that we had in our bin to the chickens because they were just about out. But besides that, I haven't done too much. But I'm going to try to get this down the hill. Thankfully, I've already made the path so I know how to get here. But I'll get back, I'll feed the sheep, and then I will see you guys in the month of March. Hopefully by then we'll be able to actually start doing some field work. So I will see you next month. Well, we ended up surviving the winter. Here we are in March now. Gonna grab the fertilizer cart, gonna run around, and we're gonna fertilize all of our fields one more time. And then we're going to take the cultivator over and we're gonna till up our old grass field. And hopefully we can get a crop in it. I believe oats will probably be what we're gonna seed this time around. And the hillside right up here behind this field, I'm actually going to mow it as long as it's ready to be mowed, and we're going to turn it into some hay. So we still need some more hay for the sheep. I mean, they're going through hay a lot faster than I wanted them to. Here, ooh, we got crop destruction on. I'm not sure why it's destroying the crops this early. Let me get that shut off. I think I'm going to change the settings and get rid of crop destruction. There we go, now it's off. Normally I sit there and leave it on, but apparently the crops have come up enough. I probably should have done this in the middle of the winter instead. Here, let me get all these fields fertilized, and they'll be fully fertilized. Then we will get in the plainsman, and we will take it over to our old hay field. I'll check the hay field first, make sure we can't mow it and get something out of it. But if we can, if it's not ready, we'll just go ahead and till it over and seed some oats in it. So we'll see in a little bit. Well, the barley fields are all fully fertilized. It's going to be only a couple more months and they will be ready, and it doesn't look like this has started growing yet. So we can get ahead, get in here and start tilling this up. We actually got all this ground around it too, that we could either make a bigger field or we can just go ahead and mow it for grass as well. So I forgot we actually have that silage up in the silo up at the top of the hill. I'm not sure how much we got of that ready. I'm sure it's probably actually all ready. So we can start using it to get some cattle in the near future. And we got $32,000. That's enough money to get a few cows started. We're already producing some wool, and we have our first round of eggs now also. So I'm going to go through here and do a headland or two. It's a pretty small field, so I don't need to do too much. And then we will go ahead and grab the seeder. I don't have the right seeder to be able to plant oats. So it's either I can lease another seeder and be able to go ahead and do some grains and get the oats in here, or we can wait till next month and plant some soybeans. So I'll do some thinking as I'm going ahead and tilling this, and we'll decide afterwards what's going to be the best for our farm. We really don't need the straw bales because we do have all the barley, so we have enough straw, so we might just wait till next month and seed this up. But let me go ahead and get this all tilled up, and then we'll decide. Well, as we finish this field up, I've decided I do have a new mower mod in my mod folder, and I think I'm going to go ahead and buy that. I do have to take our little Agco Alice tractor out and modify it so it can take on a front end 3-point. So I'm going to modify that up in our shop and then go to the shop and buy it. I'll show you which one I'm talking about. I mean, I've never tried it yet, but find the mowers. There we go. But right down here, this set here, if I get this one and this one, I mean, that'll give me a 7-meter mowing width. Now, I've tried this thing before, and somehow it did not work. I don't know what was wrong with it, but I'm not even going to try it again. But I do want a bigger mower. I'm tired of our little mower that we're using now. It's only like 2.7 meter. I mean, that's way too small. We got too much grass to do, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to buy these two. But first, I got to get our little AGCO up and get it adjusted. Here we go. It's going to bring in another $1,800 to do it, but that's what we want. Go ahead and do that. We'll get over to the shop and get those mowers hooked up. All right, here we are. I'm hoping our front 3-point will work for this. It's not quite the same as most do. I don't see the third arm. Maybe the third arm appears when it's hooked up. Right now it doesn't look right. It does. It attaches perfectly. The third point just shows right up. Alright, I'll get the back on, and then we will go and we will mow that field next to what we just cultivated. And then we're actually going to disc it up as well. I'm going to turn that into one big soybean field. But let me get back, we'll start mowing that, and then we're going to mow the hillside next to the farmhouse. I remember back in FS17 where I never ever planted grass, because it was always something you could just go ahead and go anywhere on anybody's property and just mow up their grass fields. But here, you have to kind of own the property to do anything. Oop, if I can get the front to lower down, turn on, get the back here. There. It's my first time using this, and I think it'll work fine as long as the tractor has enough power. It says it only needs like 20 horsepower, but I think it probably needs a little more than that. Let me go through here and mow all this. Of course, I'm going to have to probably pull those two things out of the way, but we're going to get quite a bit of grass. Now, I am going to get the tedder. We're going to ted all this because I do want hay. I mean, we got all that silage now fermenting up there. We got plenty of straw, so the hay is what we're going to be the short on. But let me go ahead and I'll finish mowing this, and we'll grab the tedder, bring it over here, and ted it as well. It's kind of looking like it's not producing a lot of hay. So I might hold off till next month on that other field next to the house. Because, I mean, we're going to till this up really soon before we plant the field. The other one, we got to wait for that barley to be finished before we till any more of that. So I'm going to just hold off for another month and hope this grass grows a little bit more and produces some more of it. Because if you look at this, it does not look very heavy. Of course, we won't know for sure until we get the baler out here, but right now it's not looking too promising. But let me sit here and finish tedding this up, then we'll go back and grab the rake and start the baling. Well, now the moment of truth to see if it was worth doing this instead of just plowing it up. We actually have just about one full bale from last year's hay. So we'll be full in no time on the first bale, but I'll get through here and we'll see how many bales we can get out of it. I mean, it doesn't look too bad. I mean, I think it'll be worth it. I mean, we definitely need some hay, and I don't really want to build a new hay field. Kind of want some row crops. So, but let me go ahead. I'll bale this up and see how many bales we can get out of it. Well, I am up to 8 bales, and that does count that first bale that we made. So, I mean, we're probably going to get, we might get a 9th one out of here. It's going to be really close. So, was it worth it? I think so. I mean, 9 bales, I mean, that'll keep our cattle going if we ever get cattle. So, but that should do it for this episode here in Ravenport. Come back next time, and we'll have all this tilled up here into one big field, and then we will go over and we will mow the grass on the other hillside. So until next time, have a blessed day, and bye-bye.
And he said, "The Lord is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer." Thank you, channel sponsors, L Family Gaming Dad, Rambo Hacker Gaming, and Simulation Gaming Universe, for you make this channel possible.